Before you scroll away, before you convince yourself that this message is for someone else, before you tell yourself that you have heard all of this before and nothing has changed, stop for one moment and listen. I need you to hear what I am about to say. The answer you have been searching for is not as far away as you think. The comfort you have been begging for has not abandoned you. The strength you believe you lost has not disappeared. And the reason I brought you here today is because there is something your heart has forgotten, but your spirit still remembers. I have been closer than you realize. For so long, you have been looking for dramatic signs. You have been asking me to shake the ground beneath your feet. You have been waiting for a breakthrough, so obvious that no doubt could survive it. Yet, while your eyes searched the horizon, you missed the quiet evidence of my presence standing beside you every single day. I saw the nights when you stared at the ceiling. I saw the tears nobody knew about. I saw the questions you never spoke out loud. I saw the moments when you smiled in front of others while carrying pain deep inside. And through every one of those moments, I remained with you. Not for a day, not for a season, for every step. There were times when you thought your faith was weak. There were times when you thought you were failing. There were times when you believed you had disappointed me. But listen carefully. Your weakness never pushed me away. Your confusion never pushed me away. Your mistakes never pushed me away. I stayed. I remained. I walked beside you when nobody else understood what you were carrying. My child, there are things I protected you from that you still do not know about. There are conversations I kept you from entering. There are paths I gently redirected. There are doors I closed because they would have wounded you. There are opportunities you cried over losing that would have stolen your peace. One day you will understand. One day you will see the full picture. But today, I simply need you to trust that I was working, even when you could not see my hand. You keep asking where I am. I am here. You keep asking whether I hear you. I do. You keep asking whether I care. I always have. The enemy wants you to believe that silence means abandonment. That is not true. Silence is not abandonment. Silence is not rejection. Many times my greatest work happens in places where your eyes cannot yet see. Think about a seed. Before it breaks through the surface, before anyone celebrates its growth, before it becomes visible, something important is happening underground. Roots are forming. Strength is developing. Life is being prepared. And that is exactly what I have been doing in your life. You have been measuring progress by what you can see. I have been building what will last. That is why you must not quit now. Do not give up because the answer seems delayed. Do not walk away because the road feels long. Do not abandon hope because you cannot see the destination. I know where I am leading you. I know the future you cannot yet imagine. I know the healing that is coming. I know the growth that is taking place. I know the purpose hidden inside this season. Nothing is wasted. Not your tears, not your prayers, not your waiting, not your struggle. I am using all of it. Even now, especially now, if these words are speaking directly to your heart, type yes in the comments. Let it be your declaration that you choose to trust me even before you see the outcome. And stay with this message until the end of this journey, because what I will reveal in the coming parts may help you understand seasons of your life that never made sense before. I want you to release something today. Release the burden of trying to carry everything by yourself. Release the pressure of having all the answers. Release the fear that says you must figure everything out immediately. You were never designed to carry that weight alone. That is why I keep calling you back to my presence. Not because I want more from you, but because I want more for you. More peace, more rest, more confidence, more freedom, more joy. The world keeps telling you to push harder. I am telling you to trust deeper. The world tells you that your value comes from performance. I tell you that your value comes from being loved. The world tells you that you must earn acceptance. I tell you that my love was offered long before you tried to earn it. That is grace. And grace is what has been carrying you farther than your strength ever could. So take a deep breath. Slow down for a moment. Let your heart rest. You do not have to prove yourself to me. You do not have to earn my attention. You do not have to fight for my love. You already have it right now, in this moment exactly where you are. And if these words brought comfort to your soul, like this message, subscribe and share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And remember this before you leave: you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not invisible. I am with you. I have always been with you, and I am not leaving now. Listen carefully, because this may be the truth your heart has needed for a very long time. You have spent too many days searching for evidence that I am still with you. You look at your circumstances. You look at your bank account. You look at the unanswered prayer. You look at the closed door. You look at the delay. And then you quietly ask yourself a question you rarely speak aloud. God, have you left me? I hear that question more often than you realize. Not because you say it with your lips, because you carry it in your heart. You wonder if my silence means distance. You wonder if your struggle means abandonment. You wonder if your waiting means I have forgotten you. And today I want to answer you clearly. No, I have not left you. Not yesterday, not today, not for a single moment. The problem is not that I moved away. The problem is that fear has been speaking louder than my presence. Fear has a way of convincing people that what they feel must be true. Fear says you are alone. Fear says nothing is changing. Fear says your future is already decided. Fear says your mistakes are too big. Fear says your prayers are pointless. Fear says there is no hope. But fear has never been qualified to tell you the truth about your life. I am telling you that your story is not over. I am telling you that your future is still being written. I am telling you that I am working in places your eyes cannot reach. Some of you listening right now are exhausted. Not physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You are tired of carrying invisible burdens. Tired of acting strong. Tired of pretending everything is fine. Tired of holding yourself together. You wake up already feeling behind. You go to sleep wondering if tomorrow will be any different. You tell yourself to keep moving. You tell yourself to keep believing. But deep inside, there is a part of you that feels worn down. I know. I know every burden you have carried. I know every disappointment. I know every betrayal. I know every promise someone broke. I know every time you trusted and were hurt. I know every moment you felt overlooked. Nothing escaped my attention. Not one tear, not one prayer, not one lonely night. You may have forgotten some of those moments. I never did. And because I remember them, I also know how much strength it took for you to survive them. You keep calling yourself weak, yet look at everything you survived. Look at everything that tried to destroy your peace. Look at everything that tried to break your confidence. Look at everything that tried to convince you to quit. And somehow you are still here. Do not tell yourself that happened by accident. I have been sustaining you. There were days when you thought your strength was gone, but I carried you. There were seasons when your faith felt fragile, but I carried you. There were nights when your hope seemed almost extinguished, but I carried you. You keep measuring what remains. I keep seeing what survived. And what survived matters, because what survived is evidence that my hand has never stopped working in your life. There is something else I need you to understand. Not every delay is rejection. Many of the things you call delays are actually preparation. When a builder prepares a foundation, most of the work happens where nobody can see it. People passing by may think nothing is happening, but the builder knows exactly what is being prepared. That is what I have been doing. Building, strengthening, preparing, positioning, teaching, healing, transforming. While you worried that nothing was happening, I was laying foundations that will support blessings you cannot yet imagine. The future I have for you requires a stronger version of you. Not a perfect version, a stronger one, a wiser one, a more trusting one, a more peaceful one. A version of you that no longer collapses every time uncertainty appears, because uncertainty will always exist. But fear does not have to control you anymore. Some of you have been waiting for a sign. Let me give you one. You are still breathing. You are still standing. You are still seeking me. You are still listening. That alone is evidence that your story is still moving forward. The enemy wanted you to stop believing, yet here you are. The enemy wanted you to surrender to hopelessness, yet here you are. The enemy wanted you to quit, yet here you are. Do not underestimate what it means that you are still here. Your survival is not small. Your persistence is not small. Your faith is not small. Even when it feels fragile, even when it feels weak, even when it feels incomplete, I can work with faith that trembles. I can work with faith that asks questions. I can work with faith that is still learning. What I need from you today is not perfection. What I need is willingness. A willingness to trust me one more day. A willingness to take one more step. A willingness to believe that I am still writing a beautiful story, even when you cannot read the next chapter. If this message is speaking to your spirit right now, type Amen in the comments as a declaration that fear will not have the final word over your life. And stay until the end of this journey, because each part is designed to help you see your life through my eyes, instead of through the lens of fear. I want to leave you with something powerful. Stop asking whether I am present. Start noticing where I have already been present. Look back. Look carefully. You will see moments when disaster became protection. You will see moments when heartbreak became direction. You will see moments when waiting became preparation. You will see moments when weakness became dependence on me. And you will begin to understand something beautiful. I was there all along, not ahead of you, shouting from a distance, not behind you, trying to catch up, right beside you, walking every step, holding every burden, guiding every season, preparing every chapter. And before this moment ends, let this truth settle deeply into your heart. You are not fighting for my attention. You already have it. You are not fighting for my love. You already have it. You are not fighting for your place with me. You already belong. Rest in that truth tonight, because I am still working, still guiding, still protecting, still healing, still leading. And I am far from finished with your story. Pause for a moment and listen. Not to the noise around you. Not to the fears racing through your mind. Not to the opinions that have been pulling your heart in 100 different directions. Listen to me, because there is something I need to remove from your shoulders today. You have been carrying a weight that was never assigned to you. You have been carrying tomorrow before it arrives. You have been carrying answers you do not yet have. You have been carrying responsibility for things you cannot control. You have been carrying outcomes that belong in my hands. And the longer you carry them, the heavier they become. That is why your heart feels tired. That is why your thoughts feel crowded. That is why some mornings begin with anxiety, before your feet even touch the floor. You were never designed to hold everything together. You were never created to be your own source of peace. You were never meant to survive on your own strength. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you. Is not just a verse for Jesus, it is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. Yet somewhere along the journey, you began believing that everything depended on you. You started believing that if you worried enough, you could prevent pain. You started believing that if you planned enough, you could eliminate uncertainty. You started believing that if you worked harder, you could guarantee every outcome. But look at what that belief has done. It has exhausted you. It has robbed your joy. It has stolen your rest. And today, I am asking you to release it. Not because your responsibilities do not matter, but because they were never meant to replace your trust in me. There are people listening right now who have become experts at carrying burdens. You carry the needs of your family. You carry the expectations of others. You carry financial pressure. You carry emotional wounds. You carry memories you wish you could forget. You carry fears about the future. And sometimes you carry all of it in silence. Nobody sees it. Nobody understands it. Nobody realizes how heavy it feels. But I do. I see every hidden burden. I see every quiet struggle. I see every moment you smile while carrying pain that nobody knows exists. And I need you to hear this. You do not have to prove your strength by carrying everything alone. Strength is not pretending you are fine. Strength is not refusing help. Strength is not denying your need for me. True strength is trusting me enough to hand over what you cannot carry. Many people think surrender is weakness. It is not. Surrender is wisdom, because surrender acknowledges what your soul already knows. You were never supposed to be your own savior. Only I can carry what is crushing you. Only I can hold what is too heavy for human hands. Only I can see the entire road ahead. That is why I keep calling you back to me. Not because I want to burden you with more rules. Not because I want more performance. Not because I want more effort. I want relationship. I want closeness. I want trust. Because trust changes everything. When you trust me, you stop fighting battles that belong to me. When you trust me, you stop carrying tomorrow before it arrives. When you trust me, you stop allowing fear to become your master. Some of you have been trying to solve problems that are beyond your ability. You replay conversations. You analyze every possibility. You imagine every worst-case scenario. You spend hours trying to control things that remain completely outside your reach. And while you are doing that, peace quietly waits outside the door. Not because peace is unavailable, because worry has been occupying the room. Today I am inviting you to open that door. Let peace enter. Let trust enter. Let hope enter. The situation may not change immediately, but your heart can. And when your heart changes, everything begins to look different. There is something beautiful about a person who finally stops carrying what belongs to God. Their shoulders become lighter. Their breathing becomes deeper. Their faith becomes steadier. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, because they finally realize they are not facing it alone. Beloved one, there are battles you have been trying to win through effort that can only be won through trust. Read that again in your spirit. There are battles you have been trying to win through effort that can only be won through trust. Some doors will never open through striving. Some wounds will never heal through overthinking. Some fears will never disappear through analysis. Some burdens will only leave when you place them in my hands. And my hands are strong enough. Always. You keep asking yourself, what if everything goes wrong? But what if my grace meets you there? What if my strength carries you there? What if my wisdom guides you there? What if my provision reaches you there? Fear always asks the wrong question. Faith asks a better one. Faith says, what if God is already working? Because I am, even now, especially now, while you are waiting, while you are wondering, while you are praying, while you are hoping, I am working. There has never been a single second when I stopped working in your life. Not one. You simply could not always see it. And that is okay. Trust was never meant to depend on sight. If this truth is helping you release a burden today, comment, I trust you below. Let that comment become your prayer. Let it become your declaration. Let it become your reminder during the days ahead. And stay with this message series until the end, because every part is building toward a truth that can transform how you walk through every season of your life. Now, hear me carefully. The burden you are carrying is not proof of responsibility. Sometimes it is proof that you forgot who was carrying you. You have been gripping things tightly because you are afraid of losing them. You have been controlling situations because you are afraid of uncertainty. You have been exhausting yourself because you are afraid of what might happen if you stop. But I am asking you to loosen your grip, not because the situation is unimportant, because I am trustworthy, because I am faithful, because I am present, because I have never abandoned you, and because I know the way forward, even when you do not. The future does not frighten me. The unanswered questions do not confuse me. The obstacles ahead do not intimidate me. I already stand where you are trying to go. I already see what you cannot see. I already know how the next chapter begins. So rest for a moment. Take a deep breath. Release the pressure. Release the fear. Release the burden. Not forever. Just for this moment. And notice what happens when you stop trying to carry the world. Notice the peace that begins to rise. Notice the hope that begins to return. Notice the strength that begins to grow. That is not weakness. That is trust, and trust is where freedom begins. You do not need all the answers tonight. You do not need the entire road map tonight. You only need enough faith for the next step. And I will provide that just as I always have, because I am still walking beside you, still carrying you, still protecting you, still leading you, still loving you. And the weight you thought was yours to carry alone never was. Come closer and listen carefully. There is a reason I've been speaking to your heart about trust. There is a reason I've been asking you to release fear. There is a reason I have been teaching you to walk by faith instead of by sight. Because you are standing closer to a new season than you realize. You keep looking around and seeing the same surroundings, the same challenges, the same unanswered questions, the same responsibilities, the same struggles. And because everything looks familiar, you assume nothing is changing. But that is not true. Some of the greatest transitions in life happen quietly before the breakthrough becomes visible, before the opportunity arrives, before the healing is complete, before the answer is revealed. There is a hidden period where everything is being prepared. That is where many of you are right now. You are in the preparation. You are in the unseen work. You are in the chapter where roots are growing beneath the surface. And because roots grow underground, it is easy to mistake preparation for stagnation. But they are not the same thing. Preparation feels slow. Stagnation feels hopeless. Preparation is full of purpose, even when you cannot recognize it. Think about all the times you believed something was ending only to discover later that I was making room for something better. Think about the doors that closed. Think about the relationships that changed. Think about the plans that fell apart. At the time it felt painful. At the time it felt confusing. At the time it felt unfair. But now you can see things differently. Now you can see that some endings were actually protection. Some disappointments were actually direction. Some losses were actually preparation. You did not understand then, but you understand now. And one day you will understand this season too. My child, there is a doorway ahead that your eyes cannot fully see yet. You keep asking me to show you the entire future. You keep asking me for every detail. You keep asking me to explain exactly how everything will unfold. But if I revealed everything at once, you would stop needing faith. And faith is not punishment. Faith is partnership. Faith teaches your heart to trust my character when you cannot see my plan. Because my character is more reliable than your circumstances. Circumstances change, feelings change, opinions change, people change. But I do not. The same God who carried you through your last storm is carrying you through this one. The same God who made a way before is making a way again. The same God who healed your heart before is healing it again. The same God who protected you then is protecting you now. You are not dealing with a different God. You are dealing with the same faithful God, and my faithfulness has never depended on how confident you felt. Some of you have become discouraged because progress feels invisible. You expected transformation to happen overnight. You expected answers to arrive quickly. You expected clarity to come immediately. Instead, you found yourself waiting, learning, growing, trusting. And because the process has taken longer than expected, you began questioning whether anything was happening at all. But listen to me. Growth often looks invisible before it becomes undeniable. The tree does not appear the day after the seed is planted. The harvest does not arrive the day after the field is prepared. The sunrise does not happen the moment night begins. Everything meaningful has a process, and your life is no different. I know you are tired of waiting. I know you want answers. I know you want certainty. But there are lessons that can only be learned while walking through uncertainty. There are strengths that can only be developed during waiting. There are forms of trust that only grow when visibility disappears. You have been learning those things even when you did not realize it. Look at how much stronger you are now. Look at how much wiser you are now. Look at how much more aware you are now. The version of you listening today is not the same version who began this journey. I have been shaping you, refining you, teaching you, preparing you even in the moments when you thought nothing was happening. Especially then, some of you have spent so much time focusing on what has not happened that you have forgotten to notice what already has. You focus on the prayer that remains unanswered, but ignore the prayers that were answered. You focus on the blessing you have not received, but overlook the blessings already surrounding you. You focus on the future and miss the evidence of my goodness in the present. Today I want you to pause. Take inventory of my faithfulness. Remember where you used to be. Remember the battles you survived. Remember the doors I opened. Remember the strength I provided. Remember the peace I gave. Remember the moments when everything seemed impossible and yet somehow you made it through. Those memories are not accidents. They are reminders. Reminders that I have always been faithful. And faithfulness does not expire. If you are beginning to believe that God is preparing something greater than you can currently see, type "I believe" in the comments below. Let your declaration strengthen someone else's faith, too. And continue watching until the end of this journey, because every message is helping you understand how I have been working behind the scenes in your life all along. Now, let me tell you something that fear never wants you to hear. The delay is not proof that the promise is dead. The waiting is not proof that the answer is gone. The silence is not proof that I stopped working. Fear interprets every delay as defeat. Faith interprets delay as preparation. And preparation requires patience, not because I enjoy making you wait, because what I am building is worth the process. You would never ask a master builder to rush the foundation. You would never ask a surgeon to hurry through a delicate operation. You would never ask a farmer to skip the growing season. Yet many people ask me to hurry what requires preparation. I understand why waiting can be uncomfortable. Waiting can be frustrating. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Waiting can feel lonely. But waiting with me is never wasted. Every day carries purpose. Every lesson carries value. Every step carries meaning even when you cannot see it. The doorway ahead is real. The next chapter is real. The purpose is real. The promise is real. And my presence guiding you toward it is real. Do not stop walking now. Do not stop believing now. Do not stop trusting now. You are closer than you think. Closer than fear says. Closer than doubt believes. Closer than your circumstances suggest. So lift your eyes, take another step. Trust my timing, trust my guidance, trust my heart. Because I know exactly where I am leading you. And when the right moment arrives, you will look back at this season and realize that what felt like waiting was actually preparation all along. Keep moving forward, keep trusting, keep listening. Because I am still leading you toward everything I have prepared for your life. There is something I need you to understand today. Something that may change the way you view some of the most painful moments of your life. Many times when you thought I was ignoring you, I was protecting you. Many times when you thought I was saying no, I was shielding you from something you could not see. Many times when you thought I was withholding a blessing, I was preserving your future. I know this can be difficult to accept because pain often demands immediate explanations. Disappointment wants instant answers. Loss wants clarity. Waiting wants reasons. And when those answers do not arrive quickly, the human heart often assumes the worst. You assumed I forgot. You assumed I stopped caring. You assumed I was silent because I was distant. But I need you to hear me clearly. My silence was never abandonment. My delay was never rejection. My protection sometimes looked different than you expected. There were opportunities you begged for that would have broken your peace. There were relationships you fought to keep that would have wounded your spirit. There were doors you desperately wanted opened that would have led you away from the life I was preparing for you. At the time, you could not see it. At the time, all you saw was loss. At the time, all you felt was disappointment. But I saw the entire road. I saw the hidden dangers. I saw the future consequences. I saw what your heart could not yet understand. And because I love you, I protected you. Not from everything, but from many things you will never fully know. Some of my greatest acts of love in your life were prayers I did not answer the way you requested. That truth is difficult for many people because everyone wants immediate agreement from heaven. Everyone wants instant confirmation. Everyone wants every request granted exactly as imagined. But my love is wiser than human desire. My wisdom sees farther than temporary emotions. My purpose reaches beyond the moment. There are seasons where protection feels like loss. There are seasons where direction feels like disappointment. There are seasons where grace feels like delay. Yet later, those same seasons reveal my faithfulness. Look back for a moment. Think about something you once desperately wanted. Something you prayed for repeatedly. Something you believed would solve everything. Now look at where you are today. Many of you can already see it. You can see how my answer protected you. You can see how my timing helped you. You can see how my wisdom exceeded your understanding. That same wisdom is working in your current season. Even now, especially now, my child, some of you have been carrying wounds from closed doors. You still revisit those moments. You still wonder what would have happened. You still imagine different outcomes. You still ask why, and I understand. But today I want you to release the need to understand everything. Because complete understanding is not required for complete trust. Trust grows when you know my heart, and my heart has always been for you, never against you. I do not delight in your pain. I do not enjoy your disappointment. I do not take pleasure in your waiting. I walk with you through those things. I strengthen you through those things. I redeem those things. Even the moments that seemed wasted, even the tears that seemed pointless, even the delays that seemed endless, nothing is wasted in my hands. Nothing. Not your heartbreak, not your confusion, not your waiting, not your failure, not your fear, not your questions. I can transform all of it. I can use all of it. I can redeem all of it. That is what grace does. Grace does not merely forgive. Grace restores. Grace rebuilds. Grace renews. Grace creates beauty where people expected brokenness. Some of you have become so focused on what was lost that you cannot see what is being prepared. You keep staring at the closed door. Meanwhile, another door is quietly forming ahead. You keep looking backward. Meanwhile, I am calling you forward. You keep grieving the chapter that ended. Meanwhile, I am writing the chapter that comes next. And the next chapter requires your attention. Not because the past does not matter, because your future matters too. There is purpose ahead, there is healing ahead, there is growth ahead, there is peace ahead, there is joy ahead. Not because life becomes perfect, because I remain faithful. Faithfulness is what carries you. Faithfulness is what sustains you. Faithfulness is what guides you. And my faithfulness has never failed. If these words are helping you let go of an old disappointment, comment. God's plan is greater below. Let that declaration become a seed of faith for the future. And continue watching until the very end, because what I am revealing through these messages can help free your heart from burdens you were never meant to carry. Now let me speak directly to the part of you that still feels uncertain. The future is not waiting for you to become perfect. The future is waiting for you to trust me. You think you need more strength. Sometimes you need more surrender. You think you need more answers. Sometimes you need more trust. You think you need more certainty. Sometimes you need more faith. Because faith is not confidence in circumstances. Faith is confidence in me. Confidence that I am good. Confidence that I am present. Confidence that I am working. Confidence that I am leading. Confidence that I know what I am doing even when you do not. That kind of faith changes everything. It changes how you wait. It changes how you pray. It changes how you face uncertainty. It changes how you see yourself. You stop seeing delays as punishment. You stop seeing silence as rejection. You stop seeing obstacles as proof of defeat. Instead, you begin seeing my hand, my guidance, my protection, my wisdom, my faithfulness. And once you begin seeing those things, fear starts losing its power because fear survives on forgetting. Faith grows through remembering. Remember who carried you before. Remember who protected you before. Remember who strengthened you before. Remember who opened doors before. Remember who made a way before. It was me, and I have not changed. Not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow. I remain the same faithful God, the same loving Father, the same steady presence beside you. And if these words brought comfort to your soul, like this message, subscribe and share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And before this message ends, let this truth settle deep within your spirit. What looked like rejection was often protection. What looked like delay was often preparation. What looked like loss was often redirection. And through it all, I was never ignoring you. I was loving you. I was protecting you. I was guiding you. I was preparing you. And I am still doing all of those things right now. I need you to stop for a moment and listen with your heart, because there is a lie that has been following you for too long. It whispers to you when you wake up. It follows you through your day. It speaks to you when you compare your life to others. It tells you that you are behind. Behind in your goals, behind in your dreams, behind in your finances, behind in your relationships, behind in your purpose, and little by little, you have started believing it. You look at someone else's success and wonder why your journey seems slower. You look at someone else's breakthrough and question your own progress. You look at someone else's celebration and wonder if I have forgotten yours. But I have not forgotten you, and you are not behind. You are being prepared. There is a difference. The world measures progress by speed. I measure progress by transformation. The world celebrates arrival. I care about who you become on the journey. The world sees a destination. I see a destiny, and destiny requires preparation. You keep asking me why your road has taken longer than expected. The answer is not because I am withholding good things from you. The answer is because I love you too much to send you into your future unprepared. What would happen if a tree grew tall before its roots grew deep, the first storm would destroy it? What would happen if a building rose high before its foundation was secure? The first pressure would crack it. What would happen if every prayer was answered instantly without wisdom being developed? Many blessings would become burdens. That is why preparation matters. That is why growth matters. That is why waiting matters. Not because waiting is pleasant, because waiting produces strength. You often see what others have achieved, but you rarely see what they survived. You see the victory. You do not see the years of preparation. You see the blessing. You do not see the battles. You see the harvest. You do not see the planting. And because you only see the visible outcome, you become unfair to yourself. You compare your hidden season to someone else's visible season. You compare your beginning to their breakthrough. You compare your preparation to their reward, and comparison steals the peace I'm trying to give you. My child, your story was never designed to look exactly like anyone else's. I created you with purpose. I formed you with intention. I placed gifts inside you that are unique. I am leading you on a path that belongs to you. So stop measuring your progress using someone else's timeline. Their assignment is different. Their journey is different. Their lessons are different. Their preparation is different. You do not need their story. You need mine for your life. There are some people listening right now who feel discouraged because they expected life to look different by now. You thought you would be further ahead. You thought you would have more answers. You thought certain prayers would already be fulfilled. You thought certain struggles would already be over. And because reality looks different than your expectations, discouragement has entered your heart. But let me ask you something. What if you are exactly where you need to be? What if this season is not evidence of failure? What if this season is evidence of preparation? What if the very thing frustrating you today is preparing you for something you will thank me for tomorrow? You cannot always see the purpose while you are inside the process. But purpose exists nonetheless. I am doing work inside you that matters. I am strengthening your character. I am teaching patience. I am building wisdom. I am growing faith. I am developing endurance. I am shaping the person who will eventually step into the next chapter, and that shaping takes time. Do not despise the process. Do not resent the preparation. Do not rush what I am building, because what I build lasts. The world offers quick success. I offer lasting transformation. The world focuses on appearances. I focus on foundations. The world rewards performance. I nurture identity. And identity is what sustains people when circumstances change. You have been asking for bigger blessings. I am building a bigger capacity to carry them. You have been asking for greater opportunities. I am preparing greater wisdom to handle them. You have been asking for wider influence. I am developing deeper humility, because what I give must be sustained, and sustainability requires preparation. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go. Through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. If this message is speaking directly to your situation, comment, "I trust God's timing" below. Let that statement become your reminder whenever comparison tries to steal your peace, and continue watching through every part of this message, because each truth is helping build a stronger foundation for your faith and your future. Now I want to speak to the tired part of you, the part that feels exhausted from waiting, the part that wonders when things will change, the part that feels overlooked. I see that part of you, and I am not disappointed in it. I understand the fatigue. I understand the questions. I understand the longing. Even faithful hearts get tired. Even hopeful people have difficult days. Even strong believers experience moments of uncertainty. That does not mean you are failing. It means you are human, and I am compassionate toward your humanity. I am not standing over you demanding perfection. I am walking beside you offering grace. I am not measuring your worth by your productivity. I am loving you through the process. I am not waiting for you to become flawless. I am helping you become whole. There is a difference. Wholeness is not perfection. Wholeness is learning to trust me in every season. Wholeness is learning to rest while I work. Wholeness is learning to believe my promises. Even when circumstances seem unchanged, and you are growing in that more than you realize, you may not see dramatic progress, but I do. I see the prayers you continue to pray. I see the faith you continue to hold. I see the kindness you continue to show. I see the courage it takes to keep going. I see every step, and none of it is wasted. Not one prayer, not one tear, not one act of faith, not one moment of perseverance. Everything matters. Everything is being used. Everything is becoming part of the story I am writing. So release the fear that you are behind. Release the anxiety that you missed your opportunity. Release the lie that everyone else is moving ahead while you remain stuck. You are not stuck. You are growing. You are learning. You are healing. You are becoming. And becoming takes time. One day you will look back and understand why this season was necessary. One day you will see why I did not rush the process. One day you will recognize that what felt like delay was actually preparation. Until then, keep trusting, keep walking, keep believing, keep listening for my voice, because I know exactly where I am leading you. And I have never been late. Not once. Your future is safe in my hands. Your purpose is safe in my hands. Your story is safe in my hands. And I am still preparing you for everything I have planned. Come closer and listen carefully, because there is something I need to tell you before you take another step forward. You have been searching for peace in places where peace was never meant to live. You have been telling yourself, "I will finally have peace when this problem is solved. I will finally have peace when that door opens. I will finally have peace when the answer arrives. I will finally have peace when life becomes easier." And because of that belief, you have postponed your peace. You have attached your peace to future circumstances. You have made peace dependent on outcomes. But that is not the peace I give. The peace I give does not wait for perfect circumstances. The peace I give exists in the middle of uncertainty. The peace I give survives unanswered questions. The peace I give remains even when the road ahead is unclear. Because my peace comes from my presence, not from your circumstances. If peace depended on circumstances, it would disappear every time life became difficult. If peace depended on outcomes, it would vanish every time plans changed. If peace depended on certainty, very few people would ever experience it. That is why I offer something greater. I offer my presence. And wherever my presence is welcomed, peace begins to grow. Some of you have spent years chasing peace. You chased it through achievements. You chased it through approval. You chased it through relationships. You chased it through money. You chased it through success. You chased it through control. Yet every time you thought you had found it, it slipped away. Because temporary things cannot provide permanent peace. Only I can do that. You were created for connection with me. And until your soul rests in that truth, nothing else will fully satisfy it. There is a reason your heart keeps returning to me. There is a reason you keep searching for something deeper. There is a reason worldly solutions never completely fix spiritual hunger. You were designed for more. You were designed to live close to me. You were designed to experience my peace. Not occasionally, daily, moment by moment, step by step. My child, there are people listening right now whose minds have become battlefields. You replay conversations. You replay mistakes. You replay fears. You replay possibilities. You replay worst-case scenarios. Your body is exhausted. Your thoughts are exhausted. Your spirit is exhausted. Because worry never rests. Worry always demands more attention. Worry always asks for more energy. Worry always promises control while stealing peace. And today I am inviting you to stop feeding it. Stop rehearsing fear. Stop practicing anxiety. Stop giving your attention to things that have not happened. You cannot find peace while constantly entertaining fear. You cannot hear my voice while giving fear the microphone. There must come a moment when you decide which voice deserves your trust. Fear says, "What if everything goes wrong?" I say, "What if I remain faithful?" Fear says, "What if you fail?" I say, "What if my grace sustains you?" Fear says, "What if you cannot handle what is coming?" I say, "What if I am already preparing you for it?" Notice the difference. Fear always points toward disaster. I always point toward hope. Fear magnifies problems. I reveal possibilities. Fear weakens your vision. I strengthen your perspective. That is why spending time with me changes people. Not because their circumstances instantly change, because their perspective changes. And perspective changes everything. The storm may still exist, but now they know who is with them in the storm. The challenge may still exist, but now they know who is guiding them through it. The uncertainty may still exist, but now they know who holds the future. That knowledge creates peace. Real peace, lasting peace. The kind of peace that survives difficult seasons. The kind of peace that remains when answers are delayed. The kind of peace that keeps your heart steady when everything around you feels uncertain. Some of you are waiting for the future to bring peace, but peace is available right now. Not because every problem is solved, because I am here. Not because every answer has arrived, because I am here. Not because every fear has disappeared, because I am here. My presence is the source. My presence is the answer. My presence is the anchor your soul has been seeking. You do not need to carry tomorrow today. You do not need to solve next month tonight. You do not need to understand every detail before you can rest. You only need to remember who walks beside you, and I have never left. Not once. If these words are bringing peace into your heart right now, comment, "Your peace is with me" below. Let that declaration remind you that true peace is found in God's presence and not in perfect circumstances. And stay with this message until the very end, because the truth I am revealing will help free you from burdens that have been stealing your joy and your peace for far too long. Now, let me speak to the part of you that still feels restless. The part that keeps asking, when will things change? When will the breakthrough come? When will the answer arrive? I understand those questions, but I want you to notice something. Many times you are so focused on What is next that you miss what I am doing now? You are so focused on the future that you overlook today's grace. You are so focused on tomorrow's blessing that you ignore today's provision. You are so focused on the destination that you miss my presence during the journey. Do not miss this season. Do not rush through this chapter. There is beauty here too. There is growth here too. There is purpose here too. There is grace here too. Even now, especially now, I am teaching you things that success could never teach. I am showing you things comfort could never reveal. I am developing strength that ease could never produce because I am preparing you for a life that rests on me rather than circumstances, a life rooted in trust, a life grounded in faith, a life anchored by peace, and that peace begins today. Not when everything changes, not when every prayer is answered, not when every door opens. Today, in this moment, right where you are, take a deep breath, slow your thoughts, release your fears, and remember this truth. You do not have to wait for peace to arrive. Peace is already standing beside you, because I am standing beside you, and where I am, peace can always be found. Rest in that truth tonight. Rest in that truth tomorrow. Rest in that truth whenever fear returns, because my peace is not temporary. My peace is not fragile. My peace is not dependent on circumstances. My peace comes from me, and I am with you always. Listen to me carefully, because there is a fear you have been carrying that you rarely talk about. A fear hidden beneath the surface. A fear that appears when the room becomes quiet. A fear that shows up late at night. A fear that whispers possibilities your heart never wanted to imagine. You know exactly what I am talking about. The fear of what might happen. The fear of losing something important. The fear of failure. The fear of disappointment. The fear that everything could fall apart. The fear that your prayers may never be answered. The fear that your future may not look the way you hope. You have carried these thoughts longer than you realize, and because you have entertained them repeatedly, they have started feeling true. But feelings are not always truth. Fear is a storyteller, and fear loves writing stories about futures that never arrive. Fear creates scenes. Fear creates outcomes. Fear creates disasters. Fear creates conclusions. And then it asks you to live as though those conclusions have already happened. That is why fear steals peace, because it forces people to suffer twice. Once in their imagination, and once if the difficulty ever actually comes. But I never asked you to live that way. I never asked you to carry tomorrow's troubles today. I never asked you to fight battles that do not yet exist. I never asked you to predict the future. I asked you to trust me. That is why fear and faith are always competing for your attention. Whatever receives your attention eventually influences your direction. If you focus on fear, you will begin making decisions from fear. If you focus on my promises, you will begin making decisions from faith. One path leads to exhaustion, the other leads to freedom. Many of you are exhausted because fear has been speaking all day long. It speaks through headlines. It speaks through memories. It speaks through comparisons. It speaks through past disappointments. It speaks through old wounds, and slowly it convinces you that tomorrow will repeat yesterday. But I am not limited by yesterday. I am not confined by your past. I am not restricted by your history. I am the God who creates new beginnings. I am the God who restores what was broken. I am the God who makes a way where none appears to exist. The future is not controlled by your fear. The future is held by me. Let that truth settle into your spirit. The future is held by me, not by anxiety, not by uncertainty, not by circumstances, by me, and my hands are trustworthy. You have seen my faithfulness before. You have witnessed my provision before. You have experienced my comfort before. You have survived things you once believed would destroy you. Think about that. There were seasons you thought you would never recover from, moments you thought would break you, situations that seemed impossible. Yet here you are, still breathing, still standing, still moving forward. That did not happen because fear was right. That happened because I was faithful. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus, it is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. Again and again, you underestimated my faithfulness and overestimated your fears. Many people do. But today, I want to reverse that pattern. Start remembering my faithfulness more than your failures. Start remembering my promises more than your fears. Start remembering my presence more than your problems. Because what you focus on grows. When you focus on fear, fear grows. When you focus on faith, faith grows. The choice matters. Not because fear disappears overnight, but because faith becomes stronger than fear. My child, there are things ahead of you that fear cannot see. Fear only sees obstacles. I see opportunities. Fear only sees closed doors. I see new pathways. Fear only sees limitations. I see possibilities. Fear only sees darkness. I see the sunrise already approaching. That is why I need you to stop allowing fear to narrate your future. Fear is not qualified for that job. I am. And I am telling you that your story is not ending in defeat. I am telling you that your life still contains purpose. I am telling you that hope is still justified. I am telling you that my plans remain intact. Even when circumstances appear confusing, even when delays occur, even when answers seem distant, my plans remain intact. Some of you have become so familiar with fear that peace feels unfamiliar. You have worried for so long that resting feels uncomfortable. You have expected disappointment for so long that hope feels risky. You have braced for bad news for so long that good news feels impossible. But I want to teach your heart a different way to live. A way that does not depend on constant worry. A way that does not require endless anxiety. A way that does not revolve around fear. I want to teach you trust because trust creates space for peace. Trust creates space for joy. Trust creates space for hope. Trust creates space for freedom. And freedom is where I want you to live. Not trapped by imagined disasters. Not imprisoned by endless what-ifs. Not controlled by every fearful thought. Free, free to trust. Free to hope, free to believe. If you are choosing faith over fear today, comment, "I choose faith" below. Let that declaration become a reminder whenever fear tries to reclaim territory in your heart, and continue watching through every remaining part, because the truth ahead may unlock freedom in areas of your life where fear has been holding you captive for years. Now, let me tell you something important. The thing you fear most is not greater than my power. The thing you fear most is not greater than my wisdom. The thing you fear most is not greater than my grace. The thing you fear most is not greater than my presence. You keep looking at the size of the challenge. I keep looking at the size of my ability, and my ability has no limits. The same God who parted seas, the same God who healed hearts, the same God who restored lives, the same God who carried generations through impossible situations is the God speaking to you now. Do not forget who walks beside you. Do not forget who guides you. Do not forget who sustains you. Do not forget who loves you. Because remembering changes everything. Fear survives through forgetting. Faith grows through remembering. Remember my goodness. Remember my faithfulness. Remember my promises. Remember my presence. And when fear returns, because sometimes it will answer it with truth, tell fear what I have already told you. Tell fear that God is with you. Tell fear that God is faithful. Tell fear that God is working. Tell fear that God has not abandoned you. Tell fear that your future belongs to God. Then keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. Because the thing you fear most will not have the final word. I will, and my final word over your life is not fear. It is hope, it is grace, it is purpose, it is peace, and it is love that never leaves. Come closer and listen carefully, because there is something I need to reveal to you about this season. You have been asking me for strength. You have prayed for it. You have searched for it. You have begged for it on the days when your heart felt exhausted. And I have heard every one of those prayers. But what if I told you that the greatest strength is not found in becoming more self-sufficient? What if I told you that true strength is learning to depend on me? The world teaches you to rely only on yourself. The world celebrates independence above everything else. The world says that needing help is weakness. The world says that dependence is failure. But my kingdom works differently. The strongest people are often the ones who know they cannot carry life alone. The strongest people are often the ones who understand their need for me. The strongest people are often the ones who have stopped pretending they have all the answers. Because dependence on me is not weakness. Dependence on me is wisdom. Many of you have spent years trying to become strong enough to avoid needing anyone. Strong enough to avoid disappointment. Strong enough to avoid heartbreak. Strong enough to avoid vulnerability. Strong enough to avoid pain. But that kind of strength does not exist. Human beings were never designed to be completely self-sufficient. You were created for relationship. You were created for connection. You were created to walk with me. That is why your soul becomes tired when you try to carry everything alone. You were attempting a burden. You were never created to bear. You were trying to replace my role in your life. Not intentionally, not consciously, but practically. Every time you believed everything depended on you. Every time you thought you had to solve every problem alone. Every time you convinced yourself that asking for help was failure, you moved farther away from the peace I wanted to give you. Because peace begins where self-reliance ends. Some of the people listening right now have become experts at surviving. You know how to keep going. You know how to push through pain. You know how to hide your struggles. You know how to keep functioning even when your heart is weary. Others admire your strength. They look at your life and think you have everything together. But I know the truth. I know how tired you really are. I know how much pressure you carry. I know how often you feel overwhelmed. I know the fears you never discuss. I know the burdens you quietly carry every day. And today, I want to free you from something. You do not have to be strong every moment. You do not have to have every answer. You do not have to carry every burden. You do not have to fix every situation. You do not have to hold yourself together all the time. You are allowed to lean on me. In fact, that is exactly what I have been inviting you to do. My child, some of your greatest moments of growth happened when your own strength failed. Think about it. The moments that brought you closest to me were often the moments when you realized you could not do it alone. The seasons that deepened your faith were often the seasons that exposed your limitations. The experiences that transformed your heart were often the experiences that humbled you. Not because I enjoy seeing you struggle, because struggle often teaches lessons that comfort cannot. When everything is easy, people rely on themselves. When everything feels secure, people trust their own plans. When everything is predictable, people depend on their own understanding. But when uncertainty arrives, when weakness appears, when answers disappear, people discover their need for me. And that discovery changes everything. Because once you learn that I am dependable, you stop carrying unnecessary pressure. You stop trying to control every outcome. You stop believing everything rests on your shoulders. You begin to rest. Not because life becomes easy, because you finally understand who is carrying you. That understanding creates freedom. Freedom from constant anxiety. Freedom from endless striving. Freedom from the belief that everything depends on your performance. There are some of you who feel guilty whenever you struggle. You think strong faith means never feeling weak. You think strong faith means never having doubts. You think strong faith means never feeling overwhelmed. But that is not what faith means. Faith does not mean the absence of weakness. Faith means bringing your weakness to me. Faith does not mean pretending you are strong. Faith means trusting my strength when yours runs out. Faith does not mean having every answer. Faith means trusting me despite unanswered questions. That kind of faith is powerful. That kind of faith survives storms. That kind of faith transforms lives. If this message is speaking directly to your heart, comment, "God is my strength" below. Let that declaration remind you that you do not have to carry every burden alone. And continue watching through every remaining part, because each truth is helping build a deeper foundation of peace, trust, and spiritual strength in your life. Now hear me carefully. You are not failing because you feel tired. You are not failing because you need help. You are not failing because some days feel difficult. You are not failing because you do not have all the answers. You are human, and I understand that better than anyone. I am not standing at a distance criticizing your weakness. I am standing beside you offering my strength. I am not demanding perfection. I am extending grace. I am not waiting for you to become invincible. I am inviting you into relationship because relationship changes everything. Relationship turns fear into trust. Relationship turns worry into peace. Relationship turns weakness into dependence. Relationship turns striving into rest. And rest is where many of you need to live. Not laziness, not passivity. Rest. The confidence that comes from knowing you are not alone. The confidence that comes from knowing your future is secure in my hands. The confidence that comes from knowing my love does not depend on your performance. That confidence changes how you walk through life. You stop fighting for approval. You stop chasing impossible standards. You stop carrying responsibilities that belong to me. You begin living differently, lighter, freer, stronger. Not because your problems disappear, because your dependence deepens. And dependence on me creates a strength that circumstances cannot take away. So stop judging yourself for being human. Stop condemning yourself for having limits. Stop criticizing yourself for needing help. Those limits remind you that you were created to walk with me. Those needs remind you that relationship matters. Those moments of weakness remind you where true strength comes from, and true strength comes from me. Always has, always will. So rest tonight, lean into my presence, trust my guidance, receive my grace, and remember this truth. You do not become strong by needing me less. You become strong by trusting me more. And I will never fail those who place their trust in me. Listen to me carefully, because there is a prayer you have almost stopped praying. A prayer you once prayed with passion. A prayer you once carried with expectation. A prayer you once believed would be answered quickly. But time passed. Days became months. Months became years. And somewhere along the journey, your confidence began to fade. You still think about it sometimes. You still wonder about it. You still hope for it on certain days. But you no longer bring it to me the way you once did. Not because you stopped caring, because disappointment made your heart cautious. You became afraid to hope too much. Afraid to believe too strongly. Afraid to expect something that might never happen. And now you quietly carry the question, God, did you forget? No, I did not forget. Not for one moment. The prayer you think I forgot is still in my hands. I know exactly which prayer it is. I know the one that came from the deepest place in your heart. I know the one connected to tears. I know the one connected to waiting. I know the one connected to longing. I know the one you rarely mention anymore because it hurts to revisit. I know it completely, and I have never lost sight of it. Human beings often measure prayer by timing. You assume that if something has not happened quickly, then nothing is happening at all. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. But my work does not stop simply because you cannot see it. Seeds grow long before they break through the soil. Roots develop long before fruit appears. Preparation happens long before harvest arrives. And many answers begin moving long before they become visible. That is why you must not confuse delay with abandonment. You must not confuse waiting with absence. You must not confuse silence with inactivity. I am still working even now. Especially now, some of you have allowed disappointment to rewrite your expectations. You no longer dream the way you used to. You no longer pray the way you used to. You no longer expect the way you used to, because disappointment convinced you that protecting yourself means expecting less. But protecting your heart by abandoning hope is not healing. It is surrendering territory that belongs to faith. I do not want you living without hope. I do not want you expecting the worst. I do not want you believing that every delay means defeat, because delays are not always denials. Sometimes delays are development. Sometimes delays are preparation. Sometimes delays are protection. Sometimes delays are positioning. And sometimes delays are teaching you that the answer is not your source of peace. I am my child. There are things you wanted years ago that would not have blessed the person you are today. There are things you requested that belong to a version of you that no longer exists. You have changed. You have grown. You have matured. You have learned. And because you have changed, some of your prayers have changed too. That is not failure. That is growth. Growth allows you to see life differently. Growth teaches you to desire what truly matters. Growth teaches you to trust. My wisdom over your assumptions and wisdom is always worth waiting for. I know waiting is difficult. I know uncertainty is uncomfortable. I know unanswered questions can feel heavy. But I want you to remember something. The value of a promise is not determined by how quickly it arrives. The value of a promise is determined by the faithfulness of the one who made it. And I am faithful always, not occasionally, not when circumstances are favorable, always. There has never been a season when my character changed. There has never been a moment when I stopped caring. There has never been a day when I forgot your name. You are remembered. You are renowned. You are seen. And the prayer you carry is seen too. Even when you no longer have words for it, there are moments when all you can offer me is a sigh, a tear, a quiet thought, a longing too deep to explain, and I understand all of it perfectly. You do not need perfect words for me to understand your heart. You do not need impressive prayers for me to listen. You do not need eloquent sentences for me to care. I hear the prayer beneath the prayer. I hear the longing beneath the words. I hear the hope beneath the silence. Nothing is lost on me. Nothing. If this message is encouraging your heart today, comment, "God has not forgotten me" below. Let those words become a declaration of faith over your life. And continue listening until the very end of this journey, because the truths ahead will help you see your waiting season through the lens of my faithfulness, instead of through the lens of fear. Now I want to speak directly to the part of you that feels tired of waiting. The tired part, the discouraged part, the part that wonders whether anything will ever change. I understand that part of you. I am not angry with it. I am not disappointed by it. I am compassionate toward it because waiting can be hard, especially when the thing you are waiting for matters deeply. But even in waiting, I am working. Even in silence, I am moving. Even in uncertainty, I am guiding. Even in delay, I am preparing. You may not see all the pieces, but I do. You may not understand every detail, but I do. You may not know how everything connects, but I do. And because I do, you can trust me. Not because you understand everything, because I do. That is the foundation of faith. Faith does not require complete understanding. Faith requires confidence in my character. Confidence that I am good. Confidence that I am wise. Confidence that I am present. Confidence that I am faithful. And my faithfulness has never failed. Look back over your life. Remember the moments when you thought all hope was gone. Remember the situations that seemed impossible. Remember the seasons that felt overwhelming. No. Did I abandon you? No. Did I stop caring? No. I carried you through them, and I am carrying you through this season too. So do not give up on hope. Do not stop believing. Do not assume that silence means absence. Do not assume that waiting means rejection. The prayer you think I forgot remains safely in my hands, and my hands do not lose what matters. And if these words brought comfort to your soul, like this message, subscribe and share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And before this part ends, let this truth settle deeply into your spirit. I remember every prayer. I remember every tear. I remember every hope. I remember every promise. I remember every longing. And I remember you. The prayer may still be unfolding. The answer may still be developing. The path may still be hidden. but my faithfulness remains unchanged. Trust me a little longer. Walk with me a little further and keep your heart open, because I am not finished. Not with your story, not with your future, and not with the prayer you thought I forgot. Come closer. Slow down for a moment. Take a deep breath, because there is something heavy I want to remove from your heart today. You have been carrying guilt far longer than I ever intended. You have been revisiting old mistakes, replaying old failures, reliving old regrets. You keep returning to moments that I have already covered with grace. You keep reopening wounds that I have already begun healing. You keep condemning yourself for things I already forgave. And because of that, you have been living beneath the freedom I want for you. Listen carefully. I need this truth to settle deep into your spirit. If I have forgiven it, why are you still carrying it? If I have released it, why are you still holding it? If I have covered it with grace, why are you still trying to pay for it? Many of you believe forgiveness is something I offer others, but struggle to believe it applies to you. You believe I can restore broken people, but secretly wonder if your failures are too serious. You believe I can heal wounded hearts, but secretly wonder if your wounds are too deep. You believe I can redeem damaged stories, but secretly wonder if your story is beyond repair. And today I am speaking directly to that fear. You are not beyond my grace. You never were. There is no mistake stronger than my mercy. There is no failure greater than my forgiveness. There is no regret deeper than my love. You keep measuring your life by what went wrong. I keep looking at what can still be redeemed. You keep staring at your past. I keep calling you toward your future. You keep replaying old chapters. I keep writing new ones. My child, some of you have allowed shame to become your identity. Not just something you experienced, something you became. You no longer say I made a mistake. You say I am a mistake. You no longer say I failed. You say I am a failure. You no longer say I was hurt. You say I am broken. But those labels never came from me. Those labels were created by pain, created by disappointment, created by fear, created by shame. And shame has been lying to you. Because shame always tries to turn a moment into an identity, a failure into a future, a wound into a definition. But I do not define you by your worst moment. I never have. I define you by my love. I define you by my grace. I define you by the purpose I placed inside you. I define you by what I created you to become, not by what happened to you, not by what you did, not by what others said about you. The enemy wants you trapped in your past, because a person trapped in the past struggles to walk into the future. That is why shame keeps pointing backward, but my voice points forward. My voice says, keep walking, keep growing, keep healing, keep trusting, keep becoming. There is still more ahead. Do not let old mistakes convince you that your story is finished. Your story is not finished. You are still growing. You are still learning. You are still becoming. And I am still working. Some of you have been asking me for a new beginning while refusing to leave the old guilt behind. But new beginnings require open hands. You cannot fully receive what is ahead while constantly carrying what is behind. That does not mean pretending the past never happened. It means trusting my ability to redeem it. Redemption is one of the most beautiful things I do. I take broken pieces and create beauty. I take failures and create wisdom. I take pain and create compassion. I take mistakes and create growth. I take ashes and create something beautiful. That is who I am. That is what I do. You do not need to fear your past when it is placed in my hands, because my hands transform what they hold. There are people listening right now who have spent years trying to earn forgiveness, years trying to prove they have changed, years trying to compensate for old mistakes, years trying to become worthy. But grace does not work that way. Grace is not earned. Grace is received. Grace is a gift you could never buy, a gift you could never deserve. A gift I freely give because love freely gives. And I love you. If this truth is touching your heart today, comment, "I receive God's grace" below. Let that declaration become a turning point, a moment where you stop carrying what I already carried for you and stay with this message until the very end. Because what I am revealing may help break chains that have followed you for years. Now hear me carefully. Forgiveness is not pretending the past never happened. Forgiveness is refusing to let the past control your future. The past can teach you. The past can humble you. The past can strengthen you. But the past should not imprison you. You were not created to live looking backward. You were created to move forward. That is why I keep calling you onward. Not because I ignore your pain, because I know healing exists beyond it. Not because I dismiss your failures, because I know growth exists beyond them. Not because I minimize your wounds, because I know freedom exists beyond them. Freedom is waiting. Healing is waiting. Peace is waiting. And they are closer than you think. But you must stop carrying what I already forgave. You must stop punishing yourself for what my grace already covered. You must stop reopening cases that heaven already closed. You must stop living as though your mistakes have the final word. They do not. I do. And my final word over your life is not shame. It is grace, not condemnation. Not rejection. It is belonging. Not failure. It is redemption. That is the truth. That has always been the truth, and it will remain the truth tomorrow. So release the guilt. Release the shame. Release the self-condemnation. Let it go. Not because you are perfect, because you are loved, not because you earned it, because grace was given, not because your story is flawless, because your story is still being written. And I am writing chapters that shame could never imagine. Walk forward. Walk lighter. Walk freer. Walk with confidence. Because the grace that saved you is still carrying you. And I am not finished restoring what shame tried to steal. Come closer. There is something I want you to remember today. Something you have forgotten in the middle of your struggle. Something that fear has tried very hard to erase from your memory. Look at how far you have come. Not how far you still want to go. Look at how far you have already come. There were days you thought you would never survive. There were nights you thought the pain would never end. There were seasons you believed would completely break you. Yet somehow you are still here, still breathing, still moving, still hoping, still listening. And I want you to stop and ask yourself a question. How? How did you make it through those moments? How did you survive those storms? How did you keep walking when your heart was exhausted? How did you continue when you felt like giving up? The answer is simpler than you think. You were never walking alone. I was there. I was there when nobody understood your tears. I was there when nobody saw your struggle. I was there when the room felt empty. I was there when the future looked uncertain. I was there when you could not feel my presence. I was there when you questioned everything, and I am still here now. Many people only recognize my presence after the storm has passed. They look backward and suddenly see my fingerprints everywhere. They see the closed door that protected them. They see the delay that prepared them. They see the friendship that helped them. They see the opportunity that arrived at the right moment. They see the strength that appeared when they thought they had none left. And only then do they realize I was there all along. The same thing is happening in your life right now. One day you will look back on this season. One day you will see what I was doing. One day you will understand why certain things happened the way they did. One day you will recognize my hand in places where you currently see only confusion. But until then, trust me, trust my heart, trust my character, trust my presence. Because my presence does not disappear simply because you cannot feel it. Think about the sun. Clouds can hide it. Storms can cover it. Darkness can make it seem absent. Yet none of those things remove it. The sun remains exactly where it was, and so do I. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go. Through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. Some of you have been measuring my presence by your emotions. You feel encouraged. You think I am near. You feel discouraged. You think I am distant. You feel strong. You think I am working. You feel weak. You think I am absent. But my presence is not determined by your feelings. My presence is determined by my promise, and my promises do not change. Your emotions can rise. Your emotions can fall. Your circumstances can improve. Your circumstances can become difficult. But my promise remains. I am with you always, not occasionally, not only on good days, not only when your faith feels strong. Always, my child. There are people listening right now who have become exhausted from trying to carry life by themselves. You have been making every decision alone, fighting every battle alone, carrying every burden alone. At least that is what you believe. But if you truly were alone, you would not have survived everything behind you. If you truly were alone, you would not still be standing. If you truly were alone, hope would have disappeared long ago. The fact that you are still here is evidence of my faithfulness. The fact that you are still listening is evidence of my faithfulness. The fact that your heart still longs for me is evidence of my faithfulness. Do not overlook these things. They matter more than you realize. You keep asking for proof. Yet your life already contains so much evidence. Evidence of grace, evidence of mercy, evidence of protection, evidence of provision, evidence of guidance, evidence of love. The enemy wants you focused only on what has not happened. I want you to remember what already has. Remember the prayers I answered. Remember the dangers I helped you avoid. Remember the strength I provided. Remember the peace I gave. Remember the moments I carried you, because remembering builds faith, and faith helps you keep walking. There is something powerful that happens when a person begins remembering my faithfulness. Fear starts losing its voice. Anxiety starts losing its authority. Hopelessness starts losing its influence because faith begins to grow, and growing faith changes everything. If these words are speaking to your spirit today, comment, "God carried me through below." Let that declaration become a testimony of His faithfulness in your life. And stay until the end of this journey, because each part is helping reveal how my presence has been guiding you through every season, even when you did not recognize it. Now, let me tell you something that may surprise you. The strongest version of you is not the version that never struggled. The strongest version of you is the version that kept trusting while struggling. The strongest version of you is the version that kept moving while uncertain. The strongest version of you is the version that kept believing while waiting. The strongest version of you is the version that learned dependence on me. That version is being formed right now. Not through ease, through trust, not through comfort, through faith, not through certainty, through relationship. And relationship is what I have always wanted. Not perfect performance, not flawless behavior. Relationship, because relationship changes hearts. Relationship heals wounds. Relationship restores hope. Relationship creates peace. Relationship teaches trust, and trust is becoming stronger inside you, perhaps slower than you expected, but stronger nonetheless. I see the growth you cannot see. I see the healing you cannot measure. I see the faith you underestimate. I see the progress you overlook. Nothing is hidden from me. Not one step, not one prayer, not one tear, not one act of courage. Everything matters. Everything counts. Everything is being woven into the story I'm writing. So stop telling yourself that nothing is changing. Stop telling yourself that you are alone. Stop telling yourself that I have forgotten you. None of those things are true. The truth is this: I have been with you every step. I have carried you through every storm. I have strengthened you through every battle. I have guided you through every season. And I will continue tomorrow, next week, next year, for the rest of your journey. Because my faithfulness does not expire. My love does not weaken. My presence does not disappear. And the version of you that survived every difficult season did not survive alone. You survived because I was carrying you. You survived because my grace sustained you. You survived because my love never left. And that same grace, that same love, that same faithfulness is carrying you right now. Listen carefully, because there is something I want to speak directly into the places you have stopped talking about. The places you hide from other people. The places you cover with a smile. The places you avoid revisiting because they still hurt. The places that feel broken. You know exactly what I mean. The dream that did not happen. The relationship that ended. The opportunity that disappeared. The disappointment that changed you. The wound you still carry. The part of your story that you wish had been different. For a long time, you have looked at those places and assumed they were proof of defeat. Proof that something important was lost forever. Proof that life would never fully recover. But I need you to hear me today. What feels broken is not beyond my restoration. Not one piece of it, not one wound, not one regret, not one disappointment, not one chapter. I am still the God who restores. I am still the God who rebuilds. I am still the God who redeems. And I am still working in places you think are beyond repair. Many people believe I work best with perfect things. Perfect people, perfect circumstances, perfect stories. But look throughout history. Look at the people I used. Look at the lives I transformed. Look at the situations I redeemed. Brokenness has never stopped me. In fact, some of my greatest work begins where human strength ends. Because broken places often become the places where my grace is most clearly seen. You keep staring at the cracks. I keep seeing the restoration. You keep focusing on what was lost. I keep focusing on what can still be built. You keep remembering what went wrong. I keep looking at what can still go right. That is the difference between fear and faith. Fear sees endings. Faith sees possibilities. Fear sees ruins. Faith sees rebuilding. Fear sees loss. Faith sees redemption. And redemption is what I do. My child, There are some wounds you never expected to carry this long. You thought you would heal faster. You thought you would recover sooner. You thought the pain would disappear by now. But healing is not always immediate. Healing is often a journey, a process, a gradual restoration. And just because healing takes time does not mean healing is not happening. Do not mistake slow healing for no healing. Do not mistake gradual growth for no growth. Do not mistake quiet restoration for inactivity. Some of my deepest work happens quietly. A scar does not disappear overnight. A tree does not grow overnight. Trust does not develop overnight. Neither does restoration. But progress is still happening. Even when it feels slow, even when it feels hidden, even when it feels difficult to measure, I see what is happening. I see the strength returning. I see the hope returning. I see the courage returning. I see the faith returning. You may not fully recognize it yet, but I do. And I want you to begin recognizing it too. Stop measuring your life only by what remains broken. Start noticing what is being restored. Start noticing the prayers you can pray now that you could not pray before. Start noticing the peace you have now that you once lacked. Start noticing the wisdom you gained through pain. Start noticing the compassion that suffering developed inside you. Not every wound only takes from you. Some wounds teach, some wounds deepen, some wounds transform. And while I never delight in your pain, I am able to bring purpose from it. Nothing is wasted, not even your hardest chapters. Especially your hardest chapters. There are people listening right now who secretly believe their best days are behind them. You look at your past and see what was. You look at your present and see what is missing. And because of that, you struggle to believe in the future. But let me tell you something. Your future is not determined by your wounds. Your future is not determined by your failures. Your future is not determined by what was lost. Your future is determined by my faithfulness, and my faithfulness has not changed. The same God who restored others can restore you. The same God who rebuilt broken lives can rebuild yours. The same God who brought beauty from ashes can do the same for you. Nothing about your situation intimidates me. Nothing about your story surprises me. Nothing about your pain is beyond my ability to heal. If this message is touching your heart today, comment, "God is restoring me" below. Let that declaration become a seed of faith in the middle of your healing journey. And continue watching until the end, because the truths ahead may help you see your life through the eyes of restoration, rather than through the eyes of disappointment. Now listen carefully. Restoration does not always mean getting back exactly what was lost. Sometimes restoration means receiving something deeper, something wiser, something stronger, something healthier. You keep asking me to return the old chapter. Sometimes I am writing a better one. You keep asking for what used to be. Sometimes I am preparing what can be. You keep looking behind you. Sometimes the blessing is ahead of you. Trust me enough to release what cannot be changed. Trust me enough to believe that new things are possible. Trust me enough to stop assuming the story ends where the pain began, because it does not. Your story is still unfolding. Your healing is still unfolding. Your restoration is still unfolding. And I am still writing. I am writing hope into places fear tried to occupy. I am writing peace into places anxiety tried to control. I am writing purpose into places disappointment tried to empty. I am writing grace into places shame tried to dominate. That is what I do. That is who I am, the God of restoration, the God of redemption, the God of new beginnings, the God who refuses to abandon what he loves. And I love you more than you understand, more than you can measure, more than your fears can imagine. So do not give up on healing. Do not give up on hope. Do not give up on the future. Do not give up on yourself, because I have not given up on you. Not for a single moment. And what feels broken today is not the end of your story. It is the place where my restoration is beginning to shine through. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing, because I am making something beautiful out of places you thought would never heal. And I am far from finished. Come closer. Be still for a moment, because there is something happening inside you that I want to address today. It is not the situation around you. It is not the people around you. It is not even the circumstances in front of you. It is the battle inside your mind, the battle that nobody sees, the battle that follows you into quiet rooms, the battle that wakes you up at night, the battle that tries to steal your peace before the day even begins. I know about that battle. I have watched you fight it. I have seen the thoughts that arrive uninvited. I have seen the fears that suddenly appear. I have seen the doubts that try to convince you that nothing will ever change. And today I want you to hear something clearly. The battle in your mind is not your final destination. Just because a thought enters your mind does not mean it belongs there. Just because fear speaks does not mean it is telling the truth. Just because doubt appears does not mean it deserves authority. You have spent too much time treating every thought as reality. Not every thought is reality. Not every fear is prophecy. Not every worry is wisdom. Not every feeling is truth. Some thoughts are simply storms passing through, and storms were never meant to become permanent homes. My child, some of you have been carrying conversations inside your head that are draining your spirit. You replay failures. You replay regrets. You replay criticism. You replay painful memories. You replay fearful possibilities. And every replay strengthens what should have been released. You keep feeding thoughts that were never meant to guide your life. You keep giving attention to voices that were never qualified to lead you. And because of that, your mind feels tired, your heart feels heavy, your peace feels distant. But I'm calling you into something better. I'm calling you into renewal. Renewal begins when you stop agreeing with every fearful thought. Renewal begins when you stop building your future around anxiety. Renewal begins when you start believing my voice more than the voice of fear. Because my voice has always been speaking. The problem is not that I am silent. The problem is that fear has been louder. Fear repeats itself constantly. Fear demands attention. Fear creates urgency. Fear pressures. But my voice is different. My voice steadies. My voice guides. My voice comforts. My voice reminds. My voice restores. And the more time you spend listening to me, the easier it becomes to recognize the difference. Some of you have believed the lie that, because you struggle with fearful thoughts, you must be failing spiritually. That is not true. The presence of a fearful thought is not failure. The decision to believe it is what matters. Even faithful people face fearful thoughts. Even strong believers experience doubt. Even courageous people encounter anxiety. The difference is not whether fear appears. The difference is which voice ultimately leads. You do not have to obey every thought that enters your mind. You do not have to agree with every fear. You do not have to surrender to every anxious prediction. You can choose truth. You can choose faith. You can choose peace, not because circumstances are perfect, because I am present, and my presence changes everything. Think about all the times your mind predicted disaster. Think about all the times fear convinced you that the worst would happen. Think about all the sleepless nights, all the anxious thoughts, all the imagined outcomes. How many of those fears actually happened? Far fewer than you expected. Yet fear stole peace from you anyway. That is what fear does. It steals today's peace by promising tomorrow's disaster. But tomorrow belongs to me, not to fear, not to anxiety, not to uncertainty, to me. And because tomorrow belongs to me, you do not need to carry it tonight. You do not need to solve it tonight. You do not need to fear it tonight. You only need to trust me tonight. If this message is speaking directly into your situation, comment, "I choose God's truth" below. Let that declaration become your answer. Whenever fear tries to take control of your thoughts, and continue watching until the very end, because each part is helping you build a stronger foundation of peace and trust that can transform your daily life. Now listen carefully. Your mind was never designed to be a prison. It was designed to be a place where truth grows, a place where hope grows, a place where peace grows, a place where faith grows. That is why what you allow to remain in your thoughts matters so much. Feed fear and fear grows. Feed anxiety and anxiety grows. Feed hopelessness and hopelessness grows. But feed faith and faith grows. Feed truth and truth grows. Feed hope and hope grows. You cannot always control what enters your mind, but you can choose what stays. You can choose what receives your attention. You can choose what receives your agreement. And today I am inviting you to agree with me. Agree that you are loved. Agree that you are not abandoned. Agree that your future is not ruined. Agree that your mistakes are not greater than my grace. Agree that your fears are not greater than my power. Agree that your life still has purpose. Agree that I am still working. Because all of those things are true. There are some of you who have spent so much time expecting bad news that good news feels impossible. You have spent so much time preparing for disappointment that hope feels dangerous. You have spent so much time protecting yourself from pain that you have also protected yourself from joy. But I want more for you. I want freedom. I want peace. I want confidence. I want trust. Not trust in yourself, trust in me, because trust in me creates stability that circumstances cannot remove. The storm may still come, but trust remains. The challenge may still appear, but trust remains. The uncertainty may still exist, but trust remains because trust is rooted in my character, and my character does not change. I was faithful yesterday. I am faithful today. I will be faithful tomorrow. That truth is stronger than every fearful thought, stronger than every anxious prediction, stronger than every doubt, stronger than every worry. So stop treating fear like a prophet. Stop treating anxiety like wisdom. Stop treating doubt like certainty. Bring those thoughts to me. Replace them with truth. Replace them with faith. Replace them with my promises. And watch what begins to happen. Peace will return. Hope will return. Strength will return. Not all at once, but steadily, day by day, moment by moment, choice by choice, until one day you realize something beautiful. The battle that once controlled your mind no longer controls your life, because my truth became louder than your fear. And that is exactly where I am leading you, toward freedom, toward peace, toward trust, toward the life I have always wanted for you. The battle in your mind is real, but it is not your destiny. My peace is, my presence is, my love is, and I am leading you there. One faithful step at a time. Come closer. I want to speak to the part of your heart that becomes anxious whenever it thinks about tomorrow. The part that wonders what will happen next. The part that worries about the future. The part that keeps asking questions nobody can answer yet. I know that part of you. I know how often it appears. I know how many nights it has kept you awake. I know how many moments it has stolen from you. Because while your body was living in today, your mind was already living in tomorrow, trying to predict it, trying to control it, trying to prepare for every possibility, trying to protect yourself from every potential disappointment. But listen carefully. You do not have to be afraid of the future anymore. Not because you suddenly know what will happen, because I already do. You keep looking ahead and seeing uncertainty. I look ahead and see purpose. You look ahead and see unanswered questions. I look ahead and see opportunities for grace. You look ahead and see possible problems. I look ahead and see solutions already being prepared. That is why fear and faith see the same future differently. Fear sees what could go wrong. Faith remembers who is in control, and I am still in control, not of every human decision, not of every circumstance, but of the story I am writing through your life. Nothing has surprised me. Nothing caught me off guard. Nothing forced me to abandon my plans for you. Not the setbacks, not the disappointments, not the mistakes.